Hey, and welcome back to the next episode of the Right Hand Drive Guys podcast, the podcast for guys who like right hand drives. I'm Bobby. This is Aaron.
Yo.
And this is episode 131. And we've been having some guests from 𝐇𝐂𝐄𝐄 who got his car stolen to RHDGUYS-JDMBOYS, right? Yeah. So, and obviously plenty more. Shout out to all of our guests so far. That's been super cool to have them on board. And, we're like, dude, let's just do a regular dude. Yeah. And I don't mean that in any sort of negative way. I mean that like a dude like me or you, right. Not somebody with this crazy story, but a guy who has just been doing it and has been in it and just has been following the passion, right?
Yeah.
And so our guest this week is a guy that Aaron actually knows pretty decent. He is from the car scene in the Middle Tennessee area. Would you say that's accurate?
Yeah, for sure.
And he's into right-hand drives. He's done work. He was on the forums back in the day.
Yeah.
He's just a regular guy like us.
Yeah, and he's one of those dude. He's stayed with it. He stayed with the passion, and didn't let the dream die like most people have.
Yeah,
I guess you could say.
Yeah, no, it's true. A lot of people had to quote unquote grow up, is what I hear. A lot of people that maybe feel guilty about not being able to be a part of it anymore. They'll say, "Oh, I had to grow up. I got bills." Like,
yeah.
No, we all got bills.
Yeah,
brother.
we all do.
Yeah. So our guest for episode 131 is Matthew Willoughby.
Yep.
And let's shoot the shit with him.
Yeah, dude. Let's get right to it.
All right. Here's Matthew Willoughby. And we're back with Matt. What's up, man?
What's up, man? How are you guys?
Pretty good.
Yeah, dude. No complaints here,
huh? How are things down there in Murfreesboro, Tennessee?
That's great, man. It's lovely Middle Tennessee. It's too busy. I hate it. I miss when it was not busy at all. But here we are.
Yeah. When I met Aaron, 2009, I think.
Something like that.
Yeah. That's like the Tennessee I like to keep near and dear to my heart. And we go back and visit now. It's kind of like, oh, this is like a tourist place now.
Yeah, dude. So many people there.
It's rough, man. Like even the side of like Murfreesboro I'm on is like the last unbusy side, I guess you could say. But even now, like there's something popping up every other week, man. It's terrible.
Yeah, I can only imagine. So did you grow up down there like that?
Yeah, born and raised in Smyrna, so right down the road.
Smyrna, dude, you must hit Toots so much, dude.
Dude, we used to go every Wednesday, man, for all the good food and fun you could imagine, bro.
Good food and fun.
Good food and fun. That's for damn sure.
Man, so we had some nights there, that's for sure.
So then you obviously grew up a little south? Is that a little south of this guy? What was, are you guys both kind of the same age?
Yeah, around the same age.
Yeah. 37.
37. So when you guys were like seniors in high school, right? Or like right after high school, what was it like down in like Middle Tennessee for the car scene? Like, what was it like growing up down there in it,
It was interesting, man. Like, I think most people our age, or at least like the guys I grew up with, man, we got into cars like right as Fast and the Furious came out.
Yeah.
As bad as that is to say, like that's what got a lot of us into cars. So like we just started, from the age of like 15, 16, saving pennies from, whatever job we had making $4 an hour. Trying to save up. Everybody had cheap Hondas, trying to save up for that B series swap,
Yeah, I think that probably resonates with a lot of people around here. So, okay, individually, right? Matt, you start. What was the one car, like let's just say around that time, 2006, 2007, that type of thing. What was the one car down there that was like, oh, this dude's got it? Like what was like your inspiration, the guy that had the car that like you loved,
like
what I mean?
the individual like person and car?
Yeah, well, you don't got to say the person, but just the car, like.
Yeah, Man, like right around that time is right when everyone in Murfreesboro started building 240s.
Yeah.
So there's probably like 5 or 6 people at that same time, like all from Murfreesboro that started. Like there was a couple KA cars, like first SR I'd ever seen or heard of was around that time. One dude had built like an RB25 S14 and a half. So I was
Dang.
like, that's the next move, man.
Oh,
Oh,
wow.
okay.
So is that S14.5? Is that where you got the inspiration for? Let's see. I guess you would call it one of your first like full builds, right? Your S14.5 you had. Is that where you?
Yeah,
pulled
no, that
inspiration
was.
from?
Yeah, it was a guy here in Murfreesboro, Brandon Williams, man. He had a red S14 and a half RB25 swapped. I don't know if he ever got it running right because, we were all like 18, 19. We didn't really know crap about cars back then. So, we were chasing down issues all the time. But, I took a lot of inspiration from his car. And I was like, this is, the front end that I want. We don't get an S15 here, So
Yeah,
that
that's
was
dope.
that was kind of the
Yeah.
move.
What about you? What was the car?
I mean, probably about the same. I mean, there were definitely a couple of 240s around that were inspirational. I mean, also, anytime I saw anyone pull up in an EM1 Civic Si, I was like, oh, okay, this guy is it, dude. He's got the EM1 Civic Si. Like, he's doing it.
Yeah.
That's like the one, right? Because, I mean, back then I was into Hondas a little bit heavier, but, but yeah, I would say that was probably one of the ones that you would see, and I'm like,
We're live, right? You just admitted that, like, on the podcast.
hey, ain't no shame in my game. I love my Honda Fit.
I can't say I was a DSM guy. That was my first true love was DSMs, and then I experienced crank walk, and that was the end of that.
You and everybody else, pretty much. That's
just
why you
rough,
don't see them. So, okay, and so what was your first car? Was that S14 and a half, like, as far as, like, modded car?
Yeah, that was the first, like, big build. My first car was actually a GST, man. So I was 15 and had a GST. And long story short, man, I ran that thing into a house in my neighborhood, man. I hit a freaking house.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah.
When you said crank walk, I didn't think that's what you meant, dude.
No, that was the second GST. But past all that, I had a 97 Prelude in high school. It had like intake header exhaust on it. That was carbon fiber hood and some Rota slipstreams.
Nice. Typical build.
So yeah, absolutely. And then traded it or sold it, bought a 97 GST. It was the same, lowered, had a Gretty Type S blow-off valve. So the sound everybody loved back then. Yeah. And then finally got into the 240 world afterwards. So 240 was the first like big build where it was more than, just bolt-on stuff to it.
It's something you actually had to, like, put some love into, and if not, you were just wasting all your money. Oh,
yeah, absolutely. I remember, like, the first big order I placed for, like, the S14 and a half front-end conversion. I think it came from, 240SX Motoring, maybe.
Oh, wow. I haven't heard that name in a while.
All right. That's super throwback, man.
Dude, that's sick. So, I mean, with that S14, how did you find it? How'd you go about sourcing cars back then?
Dude, so I found that on eBay, actually, man.
Wow.
It was
That's cool.
Yeah, it was wild. I think it was right around like $1,600 for it, man. It was in New Jersey, and previously, like, one owner car, some older lady had run like the right front quarter or like right passenger side headlight into a mailbox or something like that, right?
Old lady
so
stuff.
I was like, this is perfect. Yeah, this is a perfect candidate for a swap, right? Like the front end's already jacked. So the girl I was dating at the time, her father and I drove up to New Jersey and tow dollied that thing home, made a 2-day trip out of it. So we were beat,
Dude.
but kind of already had the plans laid out for it. So like it was an auto car. So we just towed it, with rear wheels on the ground. We didn't care because we knew it was getting swapped and all this other stuff eventually. So,
Oh, no.
yeah.
Dude, that's pretty sick.
was,
So an S14 for $1,600 back in the day, a one-owner car. That's hearing those numbers nowadays. It just like breaks my heart.
Yeah,
like, dude,
like,
holy
it's
cow.
wild. You must have felt bad taking it from her.
No, man, there's, somebody else's trash is another man's treasure. I couldn't wait to get home and yank the KA out. Like, it was great.
Damn, man, that's sick. So what was after the S14? Was there anything else?
A lot of like half-ass builds and part outs. I mean, that's kind of my MO. Like, hey, let me mostly finish a car and then get rid of it.
Dude, you don't lie, dude. Your friends on Facebook don't ever let you forget that either, man. Anytime you post a picture of a car or, you're about to do something, some parts, everyone's like, part out, part out, part out. Like, just calls you right out on that.
They know, man. It's part of it. Because every time I part something out, like a month later, I'm like, dude, I shouldn't have done that. Like, why did I do this?
Yeah, damn, why did I just lose money? This sucks. Yeah, I've done that plenty of times, dude.
It's brutal, man.
So the forum days, right?
Yeah.
Let's chat about that real quick because I know that I was on the same forum with both of you guys, good old 10speed.net.
Dude, that's the one.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, and I know Aaron went digging in the archives a few months back to see how much of an idiot he was on there.
Yeah, dude.
Oh, dude, we were reckless.
So reckless, dude. Like, insane.
Yeah, like borderline cyberbullying before it was cyberbullying.
Yeah, the local forums I feel like were like that. The ones that you could, see the people at the meets every weekend. Like, it was just a completely different environment online. It was cyberbullying, like, to the max.
All the time,
dude,
yeah.
All the time.
Yeah, like that's what we did, dude. Like, that was the point. Like, we had a section called like the black hole,
Yeah.
where it was no holds barred, dude. Like, you could go in there and say the most heinous things imaginable, and like, there was no moderation on it.
Yeah, pretty insane.
Yeah, those were the days. Now Zuck would have you in jail so quick.
Dude, so quick.
Demonetized, like, you're banned, like, no content gets shared, nothing. Like, that's it.
What was your username on 10speed?
Boosted S14.5.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah.
What was yours?
Actually, wait. No, it was SR20 to S14.5, and then I changed it after I pulled the SR and was going 2J on it.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Had to pull the SR out, huh?
Yeah, I had to take off the SR. I'm 2J.
I had to get rid of that,
What was yours?
Mine was AB, like AYEBEE, like my initials.
Yeah.
Spelled out.
Like
kinda.
your email address.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's cool. I don't remember
was
what
your- yeah.
mine was on 10speed. I don't know why. I just can't think
I was about to say,
of it.
so you were on there too?
Yeah, I lived down in Tennessee for 2 years. That's how I met Aaron. I probably maybe saw you, but just had no clue,
Right.
just back then. But yeah, no, I was on there, and yeah, for some reason, the guy I remember the most was like a dude named Chris with a Supra.
Oh, Chris Moody.
Yeah, Chris Moody.
Chris Moody. Yeah, you got to DM him to get into the black hole.
Hey.
Oh, okay.
Shout out Chris Moody. Message him on Facebook to this day asking for access to the black hole.
Now it's probably just porn advertisements and all kinds of weird shit. The way that those forums got ran through.
Yeah, I didn't even know that like, you could even still access stuff on there, to be honest, man. That's pretty crazy you got in there.
It's kind of weird. It's like, I don't know, man. It's like you log in and it's nothing. It's overran with ads, just like all the other forums. But you can still navigate your way through. All the posts are still there. Like, the black hole is still there. Like, all the for sale threads, all the build threads, dude, they're still there. I mean, a lot of the pictures and stuff have been like, all the links are broken, so there's not that many pictures. But dude, all the topics, everything else is still there. It's insane. And just reading some of the stuff, man. And like some of the usernames, it's just like, oh, that's that dude on Facebook now. Like,
yeah.
It's like, oh, okay, that was him back in the day. I didn't even realize that. So that's
Yeah, that is cool.
pretty wild how that.
I'm sure that's the case with a lot of forums, nowadays, right? The links are broken. But, when you search, like, whatever, how to do something on an RB,
Yeah.
and you go to page 4, it's all the forums. And it's kind of sweet that that archive is still there to reference, because on all these Facebook groups, dude, you go and ask this and you just get a bunch of ding dongs that have no clue answering you.
Yeah.
But back then, like it was no, there was still ding dongs, but like you would get some real serious answers, you know, some actual firsthand type stuff. So, yeah, I still appreciate the forums. That's for sure.
Dude, for real. I mean, yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say, like, on Zilvia, man. Zilvia, like, Grant, like you said, Zilvia is overrun with ads and stuff now, and half the time I think it's down anyway. But, like, when you finally you're on, like, page 34 on Zilvia looking for, like, some random thing, that's like, you have the same problem I did. What did you do to fix it?
Yeah.
Dude, right.
And then you find it. It's great.
Yeah, no, it is a blessing, and it will suck. However, you know, I was thinking about this, right?
Yeah.
With ChatGPT, I wonder if ChatGPT annexes the forums in the sense of to answer a question. So, you know, for example, can I shave down my calipers to make these wheels fit type thing? Wait, I saw that online the other day. Was that you?
That's crazy, man. That's crazy. I would have loved to know how many more millimeters I can shave off of it before I hit like where the piston sits and starts leaking.
I think everybody was wondering how many more millimeters you could shave off, dude.
Yeah, for real.
So, okay, yeah, let's get into 2025. So where are you at now? You know, obviously you had the 14 and a half, and then you had a bunch of part outs. But what's been up lately? You know what I mean?
Yeah, so last year I had an IS300 built, single turbo, yada, yada, yada. Some life stuff happened, sold it, you know, part out.
What was the license plate on that one?
Part out was the license plate on that one.
He's got that one in Tennessee now.
Inevitable. Yeah. So if anyone needs the part out license plate, you know, I hold the rights to it for another couple months, I think.
Wow.
But got rid of it, man. Some stuff happened, and then you know, opportunity came up. R34s became legal, and that's kind of been like one of my dream cars from the get go. Nice. And ended up getting one from Japanese Classics out in Virginia. Mm-hmm. And got it last October, and just slowly been, you know, trying to work on it, enjoy something that actually still runs. I can, you know, drive it around and just enjoy it for what it is for now.
Is that a 34 GTT? Is that what?
Yep. Yeah, 34 GTT. It was bone stock when I got it. It's an auto car. Just for eventual plans, like it's going to work out great for what I'm doing with it. So.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
What color is it?
White. I forget the color code on it, but yeah, just factory
QM1, I think.
Yeah, QM1.
Yeah, no pearl to it or anything like that. Just straight up white.
That's cool. Yeah, I mean, I think personally, I had a black 34 GTT, and they're super smooth. I mean, it's like they're nice cars.
Yeah.
Like, especially if you get one in decent shape, they're nice cars. They got a little pep to them. You know, they ride nice, stock. Like, I think that they're cool cars, especially if you're actually driving them.
Oh yeah, any nice day that I get, man. Like if there's, I mean, I've even been caught in rain with it too. But you know, if it's nice outside, like I'm gonna drive it. It's I'm big on, like, even if you build a car, like get out and drive it, man. Enjoy it. You know.
Yeah.
See a lot of people around that build stuff. It sits in the garage. I'm like, that's kind of a waste. You know, it's your money. Do whatever you want to with it. But you know, get out and enjoy it.
Yeah, it's true, because you know you can. Yeah, I don't know, you know, what the reason is for everybody, but if you're saving it for your kids, they don't want the friggin' thing. Just so everybody knows, like, your kids don't want that friggin' right-hand drive car with the stick shift. You know what I mean? They don't want that. They want a friggin' Cybertruck, dude. So just drive the car, and like, let's just do it, right? You know, that's how I feel. It is hard though here up in Maine. You know, we have crappy roads, potholes, so huge. But still, yeah, get out and drive it, right?
Yeah, hell yeah.
So what are the plans with the car?
So currently, you know, I did the brake swap, kind of you had mentioned. So it's got Akabono 370s on it. Nice. Currently Z1 2-piece rotors. Did a gritty front mount. But like future plans, it's getting a 2J. I'm a 2J guy at heart.
Whoa.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
Always
wow,
have been.
dude.
Is there a hang up button? Or is that,
This
just
call-
kidding.
This call's been disconnected. Guys,
Yeah. No, that's cool though, man. I
Dude.
don't know. Have you seen a 2J and a GTT?
It's very rarely I've seen them, or
Yeah.
in the R chassis
Yeah.
in general. I don't think I've seen that many. So
Yeah, it's unique. That's
what?
cool.
How?
there's not a ton of info on it. So I think it'll be a lot of trial and error trying to get it right.
Yeah.
Outside of having custom mounts. But I think from what I've seen, a lot of people swap like a S13 subframe on it.
Yeah.
And then you can use your variety of mount kits, CX Racing, Auto Sports, whatever.
Right. That makes sense because I'm currently doing an SR into my R32, and I did the same thing.
Okay.
I used an S chassis front subframe. It'll bolt right in, and the SR will go right in. Kind of like on the S chassis to do the RB swaps, you can use the R32 subframes as well. So that makes sense. You can just swap in an S chassis subframe and use all the plethora of a mount kit whatever you can find, right?
Yeah. I mean, eBay's probably got 100 different versions on there from, whomever. But yeah, that's the goal, man. I think biggest thing for me will be deciding what transmission setup to go with. I love manuals. Like a T56 would be ideal.
Yeah.
But the 8 HP stuff or any of the DCT stuff is pretty baller, man.
Yeah, I've
Oh,
seen
yeah.
a lot more people running those DCT transmissions, and like those are the ones you can actually like hook up a clutch pedal to, right? Like they're starting to come out with
Yeah.
controllers and stuff. That's pretty sick.
So is the clutch pedal electronic?
Yeah, it kind of uses like a sensor, like the TPMS sensor, basically.
Oh, wow. That's cool.
Yeah, you can do some pretty crazy stuff with it. I think like Adam LZ did a build with it.
Yeah.
And there's a couple others that have turned like MK5 Supras with like a DCT in it into like a full blown drift car because it'll initiate the clutch.
Oh, right.
And everything with it. So it's pretty dope, man. It's come a long way.
That's pretty crazy. Yeah, the technology and like with that
Yeah.
type of stuff, because I feel like automatic transmissions are like those type of transmissions were kind of, I don't know, they were like on the back burner for so long, and now that the technology is there and the people are actually like tuning them and making them work correctly and how people want them to work, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool to see.
Yeah, lots of advancements. It's like what we wanted back in the day, but like there was no way it was going to be a thing, and now we're finally like receiving it, 20 years later.
Right.
It's like, oh, shoot, all you have to do is put a little electronic box in there, whatever.
Yeah.
So that's cool. Any other plans to speak of at all for the car besides the big Toyota motor?
The best part about it. No, I went ahead and ordered I've got the Z-Tune conversion kit on the way for it too.
Oh, nice.
From Carbonetics. So that's in a route. I think estimated time per their like FAQ thing on the site said 6 to 8 months.
Yeah.
So whether or not that's accurate or not, it'll show up when it gets here.
What does that kit include beyond like the front bumper? Is that fenders, anything like that?
Yeah, so it'll be the Z-Tune fenders. I did the carbon lip upgrade, so it'll be carbon front lip, carbon side skirts, the carbon rear spats, and then the Nismo vented carbon fiber hood.
Oh wow,
Dude.
it's the whole thing.
Yeah, it's out there, man. The only thing I didn't care for, like, I'm not a huge fan personally of the Z-Tune fenders. I don't like that vent that's at the back of it. But they said it was recommended, as far as flowing with the kit and all that stuff. So I know a couple like fiberglass dudes that are pretty solid. So worst case scenario, if I get it mocked up and don't like it, I can have them do some magic on it and make it disappear. So.
Yeah, that squared off piece at the back of the fender. It's
Yeah.
like a love it or hate it type thing.
Yeah.
I
that's how
love
feel.
it. You hate it. Like it's all good.
Yeah, it's like there's another local guy. He's got an actual like Millennium J GTR, and it's got the Z-Tune, like the actual Z-Tune kit on it and stuff like that. And it works well for his car. I feel like GTRs, like Skylines and stuff like that, are real similar to Supras. Like a lot of GTRs all look similar. A lot, like majority of Supras are all cookie cutter. Like they all look very, very similar.
Mm-hmm.
So like you said, it's either you either like it or you don't. No knock on anyone that does. I encourage everyone to build their car, how they want it. Don't build it for the internet or your neighbor, your best friend, whoever. Enjoy what you build.
Wow, that was a good clip right there. We're gonna cut that one right out, dude.
Seriously.
Hella inspirational, dude. No, but I think you're right in the sense of, and I think it's because of how iconic some of these designs for these cars were, right? So for example, that Z-Tune kit from Nismo was like the highest, like, and the most exclusive that you could get. So, here we are 25 years later, and you want to replicate that, right? Because that's what you were looking at in that magazine back in the day, or that's what that car on option had. And so it has created almost, I guess you could say like a cookie cutter, like a standard kind of look for a lot of these cars, and I'm absolutely guilty of following that myself because of the cars that I dreamed about back then. That's what they had, right? They had the Z-Tune front end. They had, whatever it may be, a V-spec hood, and so I agree. And I think it happened with Supras too, that TRD hood, that TRD wing, right? I mean, it's just kind of like that was the upper echelon. And I think that people are still chasing that 25 to 30 years later, which kind of says a lot about the way that these companies design these things,
Well, it's like, it's 25, 30 years ago, like you said, majority of us now, like, we actually have some like play money, adult money to spend on some things. And, like chasing that dream, like you said, I think that's a big part of it. From the time I was 18 and, 16, whenever it was, when I saw that first R34, like the taillights is what drew me in. I'm like, I want the, like, people were putting those taillights on Civics, man. Like that's how iconic those taillights were,
It's true. They put them on a shit ton of Impalas too, dude. It was freaking crazy.
It's nuts. And Chevy had a whole run of them things, dude. It's wild.
No, but I agree. I think that, and we've talked about this in the past, just the resurgence of like people our age coming back into it, having a few bucks to, grab a car and actually put these parts or aftermarket versions of these parts on their cars. Yeah, I mean, I agree. I think it's a really good time to be a part of it because, right, we all just got our taxes back and we're just friggin' blowing them on car parts, dude.
What big purchase can I make with tax money?
Oh, for sure. You're like trying to add up how much you're gonna get back in your return, trying to figure it out.
Hey.
And it's like, damn, wait, you owe money. Like, shit.
Oh, shit.
Part out.
Damn, can I cancel this credit card?
I gotta sell this RV to make some money, man.
Yeah, man. I mean, for sure. It's cool how it's come full circle.
So speaking of that, what's the deal with the RB, dude? Why no RB26 swap? Why 2J? What's the deal with those?
I'm a nut swinger, man, but no, realistically, man, like, the very first time I ever drove a turbo 2J car, it was right after I had done the SR swap in the S14. Two good friends of mine, best friends to this day, they had done a turbo IS300. This is back in 2008. And, I drove their car one time on a single turbo swap. And from that point on, I was just hooked. To 2J sound and, the power and stuff like that. Just fell in love with it. But as far as like the RB stuff, my biggest thing for 2J versus RB, I can go to a parts store and get anything pretty much off the shelf for a 2J. Whereas RB, depending on how impatient you are, you get overnight parts from Japan and all that stuff.
Nice.
all that good stuff. But you're waiting on a lot of parts and stuff like that. And for me, honestly, like the RB is not a bad engine. When we had the shop, we had a guy there. He had done a built RB26, made great power on it. And then a good friend runs a shop in Clarksville, and one of his guys has an RB, makes well over 1,000.
Damn.
And when I were growing up, people like hacked out on RB stuff, whether it was like due to lack of money, or just general knowledge of RBs at the time. And, that's kind of led me away from them. Nowadays, I think the Aussies do it better than anybody as far as RB stuff goes. They've got that stuff on lock.
Yeah.
Yeah. They've got that game, it's no different than 2J stuff here. You can call up them and say, hey, I want to make this, this is my goal. And, they'll get you squared away. But for me, I think displacement and just growing up around 2Js and stuff, man, that's what I'm comfy with. And, I've got a lot of experience working on them. So that's kind of my go-to on it.
He's a 2J guy, man.
He's a 2J guy. So with a 2J, what's your dream setup as far as like turbo, trans, like all that? What's your dream setup?
The dream.
Man, the goal. So I think with that, I would probably do like an induction performance stage 2 block. So like billet mains, good for 12, 1300. ID 2600s, next gen precision 6870. Nice. And, T56 if you want to go through gears. If not, if you just want to go fast, I think that DCT is going to be the way to go if you're just trying to go stupid fast in a quarter or just have a ridiculously crazy like roll race car.
Damn, there was a lot of numbers and things he was saying in there. I had no.
So you said 2600 cc injectors?
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Yeah, man.
Dude, what's feeding those? A garden hose?
Yeah, dude. Dash 20. No, dash 10 feed. You'll be all right. 10 feed in return. You'll be good.
So what will be your goal with this car? Just to have a sick car you can get out and drive on the daily, or are you going to be taking it to the strip? Are you doing roll race? I know you Smyrna boys like roll racing.
Man, that was the goal, right? So if I do anything, it would be roll race. The problem with me wanting like long term to get into roll racing, like by the time you do the built 2J and it's like an engine swap at that point, and if you do an 8 HP trans, like the class that it puts you in for roll racing, like I can't compete with people with R8 money.
Yeah, true.
Those guys are in a completely different bracket.
They have classes on 840.
Hey man, don't you worry about 840, man.
Damn, I didn't know they did it like that nowadays, dude.
Hey, roll out from EOR.
Hey, man, RIP EOR. EOR is officially gone, man.
Really? They put apartments over there?
No, not yet. Across the street, though.
Damn, man.
No, it's like some rear end shop now. They do like they got bought out. I think some of those guys still work there doing stuff.
Yeah,
but like that's no longer like the cool meetup spot on Fridays and Saturdays, man.
That was a good one because 840 was so close, dude. We could just hop on, do some pulls, come back, do some more pulls, have the helicopter follow you. Back to the meet, all that.
Is statute of limitations up on that? Like GM, dude. Just give it away.
That was AI, bro. That was
AI.
Yeah. Man, that is definitely cool.
But yeah, like end goal though for me, I think, the older I get, the less I care about doing like hood rat stuff on the streets anymore. So I think like a 700 to 1,000 horsepower capable daily would be like end goal. Still retain heat, power steering, AC, and just have something fun. Like, even nowadays, like I think the majority of us, man, unless it's somebody we know, like for a friendly like race or something like that, none of us are really going out making like street pools like we did back in the day. I mean, back in the day, like we were pretty reckless on the streets, dude. Like.
Oh,
if you think about it, we truly were, man.
We were hunting
fortunate for a lot of us to still be here. Yeah. That was the adrenaline rush back in the day. Go out and do a 40 kick on 840, like a second gear roll.
Man, that's what you guys did. What we would do is go out on, is it 65?
Maybe.
Yeah. So we would go out.
Towards, like, Brentwood area.
Yeah, we would slow traffic down to like 25, on that 4-lane, and then just 3 honks and get it,
Yeah, man.
until that undercover is right behind you and lights you up immediately. That was the best day. Yeah.
Oof.
No more of that good stuff.
But like nowadays, I don't even know like if younger kids really like street race like that anymore. I think they're all, you know, in takeover society and all that crap.
Man.
That weird
How
stuff.
bad is that down there?
Dude, like Bell Road, like Bell Road's pretty common for it to have some stuff out there.
That does not.
You know,
Shout out to Antioch.
That's your hood, dude.
Hell yeah.
Shout out to Antioch, man.
Well, they took away the Ferris wheel, dude, and they got nothing else to do but do takeovers now, dude.
Seriously.
But like thinking about like kids and stuff now, like I always wonder, you know, if I was 15, 16 years old now, like what car would I be trying to get, like to get into cars?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what would be the move. Like, I still love my old, like, shit boxes, man. Like, these new cars don't really do much for me.
Yeah, tons of electronics, not a lot of soul.
Yeah, and it's just, I mean, I don't know. Right, not a lot of soul. Like, you get into these cars nowadays, and it's just like, you feel so disconnected from everything. It's just like, they're too nice, I guess, you know?
Yeah,
I
yeah,
want
yeah.
my cars to rattle a little bit, you know?
Yeah, true.
Get
Yeah.
mad at inanimate objects. Like, stop rattling, dude. Like, yelling, talking shit to your door panel for no reason. Like,
Hey, man, I'm
It's
into that,
true.
dude. That's what I'm into, you know?
Yeah, I'd take that any day over, electronics beeping at me, and for sure, it's
yeah,
not
put
the
on my
same.
seatbelt. Like, come on, bro.
yeah, like, let me live a little bit, dude. Shit.
Man, so any other kind of future plans? Before we wrap this up here, let us know, like, what else is up with you, man?
Man, besides that, you know, on a personal level, man, I'd love to have a food truck, but, you know, that's a whole different topic, man. You know?
Oh, yeah, he do be cooking.
Oh, shoot.
I cook, man. I'll be doing live streams, cooking, having a good time.
Really?
Man. Yeah, try to, man, on a good old Bookface.
Oh, yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, but outside of that, man, car stuff for the future. Man, I'd love to own a Chaser at some point. I think that's on my list of cars to own. I would love an S15. You know, eventually get back into an S chassis at some point.
Yeah, that'd be nice. I think we all want an S15, dude.
I mean, but for me, it'd be essentially the same thing, though. Like, you know, I think if I had an S15, I would probably do some like 2.2, like VVL head, like some just disgusting, nasty SR setup.
Yeah.
But like you have to, you have to prepare for that, man. Like for what you would have in that setup versus what I know I can do in a bone stock like 2J. Like it's hard to justify that cost.
Okay, dude, we get it.
2J for life over
Swing
here,
on the
dude.
2J nuts, baby. But I think it'd be super dope to do like a period correct build as far as like aero wheels and stuff like that, but just have like a super modern build for like, you know, engine, ECU, and trans, and just, you know, be able to enjoy the hell out of it.
Yeah, I think that. Yeah, I mean, yeah, just leave the S15 alone, man. Like, please don't put the 2J in there. Please.
What if I RB'd an S15? Is that acceptable?
That'd be pretty cool.
I mean, yeah, that would be cool.
I'll allow it.
Yeah, yeah. Let me know. I'd love to come down and check it out.
Future year, you know, we're poor out here in Murfreesboro, man. It takes some time out here.
I don't know. I've been to Murfreesboro before, dude, and some of them dudes ain't poor. That's for sure.
Nah, Murfreesboro's got a great car scene, man. Like there's some super solid builds that have like been around in the area. You know, there are a lot of guys out here that, you know, constantly build like super dope cars. So it's a good area, man.
Dude, let us know where we can find you on the internet, especially wherever you're whipping up the goods.
Man, the goods are, you know, at Rabid Eats on all socials. It's you may not be able to see it. My camera's kind of janky. I have like a weird obsession with raccoons. Come on, focus, baby, focus for me.
Ra-
Rabid Eats on Instagram and Facebook for like food stuff, man. M Willoughby 87 on Instagram for like car stuff. You know, Facebook Matthew Willoughby. You know, I post a lot of ridiculous stuff on there. Free Smoke Friday is like something I pretty commonly post.
Oh yeah.
I can throw some subliminals at people if I see something stupid online. Like there's a chance I'm gonna make a subliminal comment about it.
We got to end it with one of those. We got to end it with a Free Smoke Friday on Wednesday.
How do we do this? What are we gonna do? How do we prepare?
He'll drop it.
Check some of the archives and see. I got a content. Is that allowed? I mean, I guess I could have done one for 420, but I don't know when y'all are going to air this stuff.
We're airing this Saturday. So
26.
I was going to say, like, y'all need to be concerned about that 420 credit score instead of 420.
That's probably actually pretty accurate, dude.
You know, some people, you know, however y'all want to spend y'all's money and credit, you know, y'all do y'all.
Man, we appreciate you coming on for sure. It's cool to talk to a quote unquote regular guy like us. I don't know if I've laughed this hard in one of the episodes yet.
Yeah, no, it's
this
been good.
dude's basically sweating. I can see it glistening. It's glistening off his face, dude. You got him so hot and bothered. Like, what the hell?
Hey, I'm used to it. You should see the stuff I used to post in the black hole, baby.
Oh no, dude.
I'm gonna go check that out later.
Yeah, let me know if the photo bucket links still work.
You can check that out. I'm good. Matt,
man, I appreciate the opportunity, man. It's been fun, man. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, and hopefully we'll see you at IA.
Yeah, we'll definitely see you at Import.
Yeah, I'll be there.
Yeah, awesome.
I know y'all usually try to make it down for that, so I will definitely be there.
Yeah, dude, we'll look forward to that, man. And dude, enjoy the night down there in Murfreesboro.
We're gonna try and stay dry, man. We had like some hailstorms come through, like literally 30 minutes before this started. So
oh wow. You got a car in the garage or what?
Truck. Oh yeah, no. This has been the first car that I've ever had that's been garage kept. Most of my stuff just sits outside, dude.
Nice.
So, like,
on jack stands or whatever.
Hey man, may have a rear bumper missing. You know, intercooler may be gone, but turbo's still there. You know.
Hell yeah, dude. All right, brother. Have a good night, and hopefully we'll see you in a few months.
Sounds good, man. I appreciate it, guys.
All right, peace. Dude, love talking to real dudes.
Yeah, dude, and that guy's definitely a real one.
Yeah, I like his sense of humor. I think it's really sweet.
Yeah, definitely reminds me of that forum banter era.
Yeah.
You know, he
lighthearted, like fuck around type. Yeah,
talk
for
a little
sure.
shit. You know, just it's good time. It's
Yeah,
good time.
yeah.
Everyone laughs. It's
Yeah,
all in good
stuff's
fun.
too serious nowadays. You know, like it's too like, I don't know, all about the perception.
Right.
You know, so that was cool. I hope to see his Skyline at IA. That'll be fun.
Yeah.
I hope it doesn't have a 2J by then. That'll be like weird, kind of awkward for me. You know, but like
He's like, dude, the hell is that?
what the hell is that friggin' thing?
Hey, I mean, at least it's not an LS.
Yeah, I know. I was waiting for him to say that, but like 2J's Japanese is straight. But yeah, it was cool to have like just a quote unquote regular dude, right? It was a lot more lighthearted, and I don't know if I've laughed that much on an episode yet, so that's a good milestone.
Yeah, good one.
Cool, guys. Thank you for listening. We always appreciate it 100%. We are 131 episodes deep, and we don't plan on stopping anytime soon. Just a little teaser. We're headed down to Connecticut next week.
Uh-oh. Connecticut. Dude.
Connecticut. We are headed down to Garage S0 to hang out with Tommy F. Yeah. Get him on the podcast. Shoot the shit a little bit. See what we can find out. Maybe some exclusive stuff. I don't know. Tell your buddy who hates him. We're going to have him on the podcast. It's going to be awesome.
It's a lot of people to tell.
Yeah. So of course you can find us at RHDGUYS, and for episode 131, I'm Bobby. This is Aaron.
See ya.
Peace.